Today I want to talk about finding your voice and being original in photography and on YouTube. Because over the past week or so, I've been really struggling to figure out a video to make for this week, number one issue, but also about what I want to do with this channel moving forward. I've already explained that I had 3 goals when I created this channel, which was to inspire, to inform, and to create. But over the past week, I've really begun to wonder what I want to get out of this channel and how best I can make my videos and create something that is truly from me and not just a replication of what everyone else is making. To be honest, I enjoy making these videos, I really do. It's something different. Over the past few months, it's been one of my weekly jobs to be making videos instead of, I don't know, writing or doing something different. It's been really nice learning new skills and trying out different styles of vlog and trying to create something that is long-lasting and is a representation of myself. It actually reminds me of when I first began my photographic journey. I was experimenting with the camera and settings and learning how to use the tool. I was experimenting with different styles of photography, with different creators, and just trying to figure out what I wanted out of photography. And so by making these vlogs, it's another little example of that, of trying to create something that is my own. But I've come to the question of, is what I'm doing just a little too generic? Is it too like what everyone else is doing? Is there anything that makes my approach special and different to everyone else? And I'm not really sure yet, to be honest. It's something that I'm figuring out as I go along. And that is the important point, that we can't just create something unique straight out of the bat. It takes time, it takes forethought, it takes evolution to get to that point. Often there is advice given by other creators on YouTube and on the internet to just create with your own voice, create something with your own way of seeing things and try and make videos that you enjoy making. But I always get annoyed with that advice because it's easy for them to say. They've already found their voice, they've already found their style in photography, their niche. And thus they found their audience and they've become confident in what they do and they know what they want out of what they're doing and they enjoy what they do, which is what I want to accomplish. So over this past week, I haven't really been out with a camera at all. I've been struggling with this idea of what do I want, how do I create something that is my own and try and create something that is entertaining for you and hopefully you would learn something as well. When I'm struggling for inspiration and trying to work through some thoughts on creativity and stuff like that, I turn to YouTube. So I've been watching a new photographer that I had never heard of before all this week and I found his videos fascinating. Now, as a photographer, he is the complete opposite of me. He does portrait photography mainly, and he also does street photography. When I first began my photographic journey, street photography was actually a very big inspiration for me, but I never had the confidence to actually pursue it as a subject. I just couldn't see myself wandering the streets, taking pictures of people that I didn't know. I would feel very self-conscious about that. But this was many years ago now, and I have developed a lot more as a photographer. So it is something that I'm considering playing around with in the future. You know, I've got Milan down the road, and when restrictions ease, I might try out some street photography in Milan and around here in Como as well. It just depends on how things go, really, and whether I can find the inspiration to do it. My camera is not exactly small, compact and easily hidden. It's a, a giant box that I'll be holding up around people and so I think I might still feel a bit self-conscious about it, so it's something that I'm going to think about a bit more. But the reason that I've enjoyed his videos more than anything is the fact that they're not They're not in the field videos. They're not showing him how he takes pictures. They're not showing us how he goes about taking a portrait or anything like that. His videos are more philosophic, about questioning photography as a genre and about specific issues to people that do photography. It's a little difficult to explain about that, but I've just been enraptured by his style of video. They're very cinematic, they're very well thought through, and they're very well written. He's really compiled a brilliant script. So the photographer is Sean Tucker, and I'm going to put a card up to his channel. Although his following is astronomical compared to mine, I still think it's important to talk about this. And the fact that he's discussing sort of the philosophy side of photography is really important to myself, because my degree, what I studied in university, was philosophy. It's one of my primary subjects. Over the past few years, philosophy's sort of fallen at the wayside as other priorities have taken over, and that's not a bad thing. And I'm just really enjoying finding it in the context of photography in a way that is completely different to what I would normally encounter in the world in terms of philosophy. It's not dry, boring reading. He makes it so interactive, and that's probably due to the fact that he was trained as a priest. So he's managed to incorporate those ideas of oration that he learned as a priest into his videos about photography, and they're just fascinating to watch and really insightful. So as I said, lately I've been struggling picking up the camera. We all go through periods of time where that happens, but in particular I feel hampered by the fact that I can't create something in the style that I like, in the way that I like, with the subject matter that I like, and that's due to circumstances beyond my control. And I'm sure that you are in the same boat. We are all in the same boat, really, because of this unforeseen circumstance. My style of photography is the natural world, normally. It's what I find beautiful more than anything, and it's what I'm missing by being here right now and not being able to move. I want to walk in the countryside, I want to climb a mountain, go to the sea and smell clean air other than exhaust fumes. But I'm not able to, and because I'm not able to get to those places that get my creative juices flowing, that get me inspired and get me wanting to take pictures, I'm just finding it really difficult to take pictures. This challenge of not being able to create how I normally would, it can be a good thing. It forces us creatives, us writers, photographers, artists, whatever, to really challenge our preconceptions about what is our art, what is our voice. And it forces us to try and think outside of the box, and that can be really great for creativity. It means that we could create something that we wouldn't necessarily think of creating at any other time. Because of external factors, because we're being forced to do this, we're having to create something that is different and unique. And maybe by creating something that is different and unique, we can explore our voice, our style, and create something and really develop ourselves as a creative person, or as a photographer in particular. But this is where I'm struggling as well with my YouTube vlogs. I'm struggling in particular with finding meaning beyond the simple fact of that I've got a camera and I'm taking pictures. My in the field vlogs that I have been doing for the past few months, they formed the backbone of this channel, and they were great in Scotland and what have you, when I was really excited about the subject matter, when you wanted to see what pictures I was able to capture and to take you to places that you may not be able to do or may not be able to go. But the problem I'm having at the moment is, of course, that I'm restricted to where I can go, and I'm just not feeling that spark of creativity here. But the other problem I'm having with the in the field videos is that I really can't teach in those moments. I can't talk about composition cohersively. I can't tell you about a specific idea or a technique or impart knowledge to you very easily. It's quite difficult to do that off the cuff, which is why lately, with I've been doing it here at home to the camera straight off, because it helps. It means that I can create something a bit more clear. To be honest, I'm struggling to figure out how I can make my videos more unique, more worthy of you watching them, and that's something that we all struggle with in terms of YouTube, because there's so many people uploading on YouTube, and it's brilliant. I love that fact. Don't get me wrong, and I didn't start this channel for fame or fortune or anything like that. As I said, I wanted to inspire, to inform, and to create. You know, if I earned a little bit just to help continue to create these videos, that would be brilliant. That's my goal with my photography in general, is just to build myself up a little bit so that I can continue to work on it and develop as a photographer. But what I wanted more than anything was to inspire others to pick up the camera and go out and get some pictures of their own. I wanted to arm those people with information that helps them in pursuing their creative goals, in getting the shot that they're after. And as I said, the last thing is, I want to create. I enjoy creating. I enjoy taking photos. I enjoy making these videos. So I just want, this was another outlet for that, another outlet for my creativity. So of those three goals, the easiest one to fulfill is the one to create. I'm being forced every week to go out and take pictures and create these videos, because otherwise I fall behind on my channel. And you know, if you go by the YouTube algorithm, then I'm damaging my channel and it's not going to grow. The other reason is I just enjoy creating, and it forces me to create regularly, which I really enjoy. The other goal, to inspire, I can only hope is being fulfilled by the people that watch my videos. I don't know, I'm not there, I'm not overlooking you, I'm not standing behind your shoulder just looking at what you're doing, whether you're creating landscape or whatever type of photography, I don't know. I'll only know if you're inspired by if you leave a comment, and I would love to know if you are. But my third goal, to inform, is the one where I'm sort of falling behind, and it's something that I want to work on more. As I mentioned in my update vlog, the future of this channel. So I've been brainstorming ideas on how best I can make videos to impart knowledge. One of those ideas is to create a video on a specific subject or technique or idea or technical aspect, and just go through it in depth so that you can learn what it means by depth of field or ISO or noise or anything like that, really. You know, those really technical stuff that you might read or hear about and you have no idea what it means. The other idea I've had is the 5-tip video style. And obviously that's been done to death on YouTube, and everyone's done 5-tip videos. You know, 5 tips to make your landscapes better, 5 tips to better your Lightroom editing and stuff like that. And I've been brainstorming those ideas, and I think they could be a really good way of imparting knowledge in a very compact format. But I don't know, has it been done too much? So those are sort of the ideas that I have floating around, and I probably will end up doing a couple of each of those styles as I experiment with this whole creating and informing you of particular ideas. But again, how does that make me unique? There are loads of people doing that. There's loads of people that have explained concepts and given you 5 tips that are better than anything that I could come up with, really. I don't know. How can I make it mine? How can I make it my authentic self and create something with my voice? There's another YouTube photographer who I've been following lately who has managed to find their voice and just put their full mark on it, and that is Gavin Hardcastle, or Photo Tripper. Again, I'll put a card up. I always forget which side of the screen they come up. The reason he makes such good videos is because it's not only about the photography. He's trying to entertain you with little comedy skits before, around, and during the serious photography talk. He's actually created something that goes beyond photography to more of an entertainment show, and I think that is pretty amazing. He immediately found his voice, something that hadn't been done on YouTube, this combination of photography and comedy, and just went with it. And he's created some brilliant stuff and really funny stuff, really silly funny stuff that is just excellent. Because he's already found his voice, he's already got what makes him unique, he's already figured it all out. It sort of questions like, how can I find my own? I'm really struggling with that. And you know, and in one of Sean Tucker's vlogs, he does an interview with a photographer called Rachel Talibart. She is an amazing photographer, really working on coastal scenes and anything to do with the sea, where she lives in England, and she has captured some amazing images. But in the interview, she made a comment that really stuck in my mind, because she recommended that photographers go out and get life experience before becoming photographers. The reason she says that is because by developing your life experience, you develop your voice, you find what makes you unique. And she made a point that in your 20s, it's really difficult to find your voice because you haven't got enough experience to inform it. You're not really sure of what you like. And because you're not sure of what you like, you don't know what to say. And that just hit me really hard, like a meteor, because I'm in my 20s and I'm struggling with that very question of what is my voice? What is it that I want to say? I'm sure that with time, I will develop my voice, I will develop my style of photography. And the benefit of making vlogs like this is that though as I develop, it will be recorded. I can see myself as a younger person and I can see how much I've changed over the years. But for the moment, it does leave me in a quandary about how I can continue to create something unique, valuable and different. But hopefully in the future, I can say, this is my voice. I have developed it through persistence and hard work over the past few years, and this is what makes me me. And I think by developing that voice, by continuing to work on it, you will eventually be inspired. Hopefully. So if you're watching this and you've gotten this far expecting a quick tip on how to develop your own style or voice in photography or videos, then I'm sorry to disappoint you, but it's impossible for a third person to give you that. It comes from within you and it takes time to fully manifest itself. And of course, this can happen to people at different ages. There's some people in their 20s that might just go straight in on their voice and figure out how they can make something that is unique to them. But I'm currently not there and I'm still working on it. My advice to you and to myself is to seek inspiration. Look for others that inspire you, whether that's through writing, videos, other photographers' work, images, whatever. Just keep looking. Just absorb information on everything, not only photography, because the other creative disciplines, they might be able to teach you something about yourself as well. All of that information that you absorb will spill forth in your creative work. It will mean that you create in different ways and different styles. And eventually, that will mean that you develop your own voice, that you will develop something that makes you unique. The other thing is to challenge yourself, to create differently, to work in different ways, to constantly keep trying different things. Just don't stop creating, keep going, and eventually you will get to somewhere where you will be happy. It doesn't matter if what you create turns out to be utterly awful, just don't stop. In the meantime, I'm going to keep brainstorming on how I can develop my informative vlogs. I hope what I'm doing inspires you, but most of all, I just want to keep creating until I find my own voice. Every now and again, I am going to start making vlogs like this, contemplative questioning, and really getting into the philosophy of photography. I think there are a lot of people in a similar situation as to myself, trying to figure out their way and looking for help. And hopefully by watching this video and the others that I produce, they will not feel alone and they will feel like they can keep trying to become better. and keep creating. Over this next week, I'm going to be trying an experiment in this theme of trying to create something outside the box, something that I've never really done before. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out with my camera and take pictures every day. It's simple. All I have to do is come away with one image and that's that day done. Some of those images are going to be crap. I'm going to admit it. But some will be good. But the biggest thing is I'm not going to vlog these excursions. I'm not going to worry about creating videos while I'm out creating pictures. I'm only going to be with my camera and one lens. And all I'm going to do is create. I'm going to try and loosen up. Stop pursuing perfection. Stop pursuing my idea of my style and just create something out of the box. This is an attempt to remember what I love about photography, because over time it has become clouded, and especially over the past few months. So next week's video is going to be about this exercise. I'm going to talk about my experience doing it, and I'm going to show you the pictures that I managed to get, for good or bad. I'm also going to talk more about creative block in photography. You know, everyone knows writer's block, but photography block does happen. And it's happened to me in the past, and so and it's happening to me right now, really. So I want to work through that a bit, and next week's video is going to be talking about that. I know this was a bit of a slow, contemplative video. It probably won't do that well, but if you did watch it and you did enjoy my discussion, then don't forget to give a thumbs up. It's really, really appreciated to go to all this effort for the vlogs, and to see someone actually getting something from it is a really, really big deal. If you want to go one step further, then please comment and let me know if you have any experiences with this sort of thing. If you want to talk about it a bit more, comment below. You know, I do try and get back to everyone. And if you want to go one step further than commenting, and you want to see what comes up and see how my voice develops over the next few months and years, then please think about subscribing. It's a really big help, and it continues to motivate me to continue to bring out new content every week at the very minimum. In the meantime, thanks for watching. I hope you weren't too bored, and I will see you on the next one.